Okay, I'm going to try this again now that we have everything syncing. First, I'm going to show you real quick how to record your screen. You just pull down on the upper left-hand side, hit screen record. I use the device audio, microphone, and click start. If you notice up in the upper right-hand corner, you've got the little red countdown. Once it turns green, we're good to go. So, from here, I'm going to go into the Recipe Keeper app, which I already have open, and I'm going to show you the home screen on that is right here. What we do in order to share that to another calendar, hit the planner. From the planner, you go over here to the right-hand corner to those three little dots, click share, then copy the link, and then from that, we're going to go into the calendar. You want to go on the website, Google Calendar, and if you need to, type in calendar.google.com/calendar/u/o, or 0, and /r. Once you get into the calendar, you're going to want to go into the settings. Some screens show the settings up here with this little three dots here. This one happens to be over here on the wheel. We're going to go into the settings there. Once that brings up the settings, we're going to go over here to the left-hand side and add calendar with that little arrow. We're going to move that, and subscribe to calendar would be a Gmail address that you use. We're going to do it from a URL. We're going to type in this URL that's been copied. I'm going to make this public so I don't have any problems with syncing anywhere, and then I'm going to say add calendar. It's going to tell me that it already exists in my calendar, but it's going to say calendar created, fetching events. I go down through here and you'll see that it's now added under Recipe Keeper. You can go into tap Recipe Keeper, and then you can change a lot of the permissions and things that you want here. And of course you want everyone can see, and you can see all the events and everything, because that way it'll share to your other calendars fine. Okay, from there, now that we have that in there, you can see it's got all my meals planned right in here. So now with that, I'm going to make it do this. And how I'm going to do that, and of course this is through smartlauncher, which is what everybody was asking about. Once you load the smartlauncher, I'm going to show you first how that does that. It will automatically put everything into categories like this. If it's not in the categories that you want, you can drag and drop them into the categories that you want them in. Okay? So then once you get your smart launcher up, it automatically kind of puts everything on pages for you. You don't like them, you just hold these buttons and you move them. Now see, I went too far with that one. It's probably going to put it back where it was because I didn't have room on those pages, which was fine because I was going to bring it back anyways. You can hold it. The thing is, though, if you want, this one's kind of tricky. You mostly can't hang on. You need to hold on this side over here if you're going to slide it to a page on that side, because what happens, and see, that one's not going to go because you need to actually add a page here first in order to be able to move it. So then I'm going to hold on it this way. If you hold on it to that far side, you'll see that it does kind of bring up a little white edge there. So I'm going to hold this now. I'm going to slide it back so I can get my finger on this side. I'm going to bring it over. As you can see, there's a white edge there. And as I move it, then it's going to slide. I want to stop it here on this page. Okay. So now I've shown you how to do that. I'm just going to go through that basic. But here's how you get this app on here. You add that. Click on Add the Widget. And then, as you can see, this one's right here. The Widget Stack Pro, you're going to like that for kids' pages, especially if they have tasks that will allow you to put different days or different types of tasks on, because you can just use one box and then slide it over when it's a different day, or say you've got weekday and then weekend. If you want to just slide it over, you'll have it there. This is the one that I like because this one has the time, the weather, the date of the week, and then the agenda, and you can even have the alarm shown on here. So I'm going to put that one on there just like I did that one. It's got a very light color that I can't see, so I'm going to tap configure. I'm going to tell it which clock it is. And then here we go again. Sorry about that, and I was almost done. Excuse my dogs barking. So then you can click the, hit the time if you want the 24-hour format or whatever. The tap for the icon, I leave those pretty much as default, but you can change what it does. You can have different things, turn the screen on and off, so there's a lot of different aspects there that you can do. And then you can have it show the next alarm, which I don't really like that, so I'm going to turn it off. You can have a background on it if you like. Of course, I like mine transparent. Then you can go down to the calendar and you choose the calendar that you want there. I have one of 15 calendars selected, so I have 15 calendars altogether, probably because I've got doubles of Google and different things while I was setting all this up. I haven't gone through and deleted any of them yet. What you're going to do though is you click on that and then you can kind of zip through. I'm not going to stay on that because it has a lot of our emails and things in there, but you select the calendar that you want. I chose Recipe Keeper because that way, of course, I get what I want on there, and it's only the one thing. You can also click on the weather app to tell that what different types of settings that you can have in that, and then also tap on that weather icon to do certain things, just like the other one did. So we go back now, and as you can see, oh, you know what I forgot to do? I was going to change the color on the font so we could see it. And there we go. So, now if I tap on the time, it's going to take me to the clock. Okay? If I tap on January 5th, it's going to take me to the calendar. Because I left it as default. So when I click on the temperature, it's going to take me into the weather app. I'm not going to wait for that to load because it might take a second. It doesn't take long, honest. And then if I click on this, it's going to take me to the calendar that I had shared it from. So it doesn't take me to the recipe itself. That's the one downfall of this, that it doesn't take you to that. But it's because you're sharing to another calendar, and this by default is going to where it is. You know, let me just see. I might be finding out something when I'm checking this. No, it's just the clock and the weather. It doesn't, once you choose the calendar, that's the only thing it's going to allow, but it won't, maybe it will. Tap default action. I don't want to go to the tap. What I was thinking is it might have something in here to allow us to go right to the app, and it does. So it may not take me exactly to the recipe, but it will take me to Recipe Keeper app and open that. And then hopefully when I'm on the events, see, I was having it take me to the calendar because that's generally what that's used for, is the agenda. So now if we tap on the chicken, it takes me right to the right to that. And then I tap on it here, and it will take me to where this is. And if I just tap here, oh, come on. I thought it would take me to the recipe. So I don't want to edit. That's weird, because I know I've tapped this before, and it says take me to the recipe. So something in here has changed. but it's not a big deal anyways. If I went to this, let's see. It's still not going to. I thought maybe if I just did it a different way, if it would take me into the recipe, but it doesn't. I know why it won't take me to the recipe, because there is no recipe on that one. These are just things that I put in there. Let's tap on that one to show you. See, now I've got the view recipe. So if I had a recipe in there, it would take me to it in 2 clicks. It would take me there, and then here, and then I tap that again, and then that. So it is a couple of clicks, but it does take me to the recipe if I have it set up that way. So that was kind of the long way about it. I'm not sure if you followed, because I did kind of work something out towards the end there, which I hadn't been using myself, and now I will. So thank you for asking me to do that. Of course, every time you play with these apps and you go into their settings and things, edit the shopping list and settings and categories, you can do all that in here. So once you do all that and you come back out, like I said, this one is a Smart Launcher app, and the circle one, that's a Smart Launcher app as well. I'm going to add a widget again. I'm going to add that one in there so you can see how that actually works. It just comes up like this, and then you choose the icons that you want to add. So you could add any of these icons that you want to on here. And of course, I just add the ones that I normally use from that page. My home page almost always has the same. What I wish we could do, and we can't, is I wish we could just do like this, and then copy this widget and paste it to another page, because that way, you know, the couple of things that I use on every page, like this one and this one, they would be, and this one, my emergency one, that would be on every single page without having to do it. It doesn't take that long once you get to know it, so it's not really that big of a deal. But I do sometimes have to remember which icons I use, because I have several here, and then there's other ones that when I'm working on this page, I like to go to different apps when I'm here, just enjoying myself, and then I don't have the family one set up completely yet. I've got a couple of financial apps on that one, and then our hunting app, and I've only got 3 there because I only use 3 things while I'm on that. And I really don't want people going and opening up the rest of my stuff, so I keep that one limited to, what is on here. And this one I do need to rearrange again. The other thing I don't like is every once in a while these apps seem to move all the way over to the edge, and I have to move them back a little bit or recenter them. Doesn't happen all that often, so for me it's not a big deal. But hopefully they'll get to some point where we could tap like this, and then we could do like a lock screen. This, I guess we could do that. Maybe that's a lock screen. Yeah, it did. It locked it. So maybe it'll stay now that I've locked that screen. But anyways, that's how you do that. And hopefully I've got a good recording this